All right, good morning. Thank you for having me. As you said, I'm Peter Guerra. I lead AI for all of our public sector here at Oracle. I've been advised to stick to the script this time after what happened last time. So, no, just kidding. So Oracle obviously has been in the news quite a bit lately. You all know us as your premier data holder. We're super excited. Actually, we're founded here in the federal government in 1977. So we've been working very closely with federal government on their core mission. And one of the things that we do is we help to process just vast amounts of data across the government. So think of like medical records for veteran affairs, for millions of dollars that flow through the Treasury every day, as well as almost 90% of the HR and financial systems that run the federal government. That's been really, really key for enabling AI across the US government. So we're going to talk quickly because wow, it's already going fast. And we kind of focus in four major areas in helping the government. One is around cloud AI infrastructure. We've had a lot of news lately where we're building some of the largest AI factories for frontier model companies out there. And that's something that we've been doing for quite a bit, and it's nice to see that. As well as around our AI data platform, our services, as well as our applications and SaaS portfolio. But one of the things that we wanted to talk a little bit about today very quickly is around AI factories. This is not a new term. This is something that we see consistently from HBR and from NVIDIA and other partners like that. But what we are noticing in US federal space is the adoption of AI has been happening in Peter's opinion. This is not being recorded, hopefully. Anyway, but in Peter's opinion, what I work with a lot of federal agencies is they are looking at how do they use AI to do more with less, to help with some of the legacy applications or legacy systems that they've inherited and they're trying to modernize. They're looking really to also enhance some of the privacy and security concerns with AI. And what we see consistently is because of some of those challenges that we see in the federal space, a lot of the AI that we see being developed is really in like proof of concept stage. It's how do I take this, put this on top, and then create some additional value. So for example, we've seen lots of like chat interfaces and other things, and those are all great. But when we're talking about how do you, from an enterprise, scale AI, how do you adopt it in a way that it becomes like a habit, right? It's something that is consistently, constantly used. We like to think about that in the term of this like AI factory term. So just real quick, and then I'll give a quick example of what this means. So when you think about like how do you actually take all of your existing data, which fuels AI, it's data first, AI follows. And then how do you then consistently mine that data and use that data for citizen services to detect fraud, waste, abuse, to do reporting, to do a whole different bunch of different use cases. You have to align your processes, your known processes, which is sometimes a challenge. You have to align your IT, your people, and then you have to align the business, the mission side together, and you have to then enable that to be able to consistently build AI products that are consistently used across the enterprise. And so an AI factory essentially aligns all of those things together. And this is how it works in our commercial world where we're supporting a lot of our customers on this. One is around kind of the AI infrastructure, so having all of that in some sort of cloud-based system that allows you to pull all of that infrastructure together and actually have the capacity in order to be able to run AI systems. The biggest component is, of course, the data layer, which is something that we help all of our customers with, and how do you stitch that together and make it AI enabled and ready. But really the big part of it is really the processes and the use cases with a valuation and assessment of how, if you were able to solve this problem, how much would that actually value, like how much value would you get out of that? So one example is working with both commercial customers and in the government, we've taken all of the process that it takes to do something like a performance review, which I don't know about for you all, but for us and for a lot of our commercial customers, that's a very labor-intensive exercise. You have to take all of the inputs, you have to analyze all those inputs, you have to understand and know what that employee has been able to do, and then you have to write up, their performance assessment. That typically takes hours, days, could be months to do that on an annual basis. And what we've been able to do is using this AI factor methodology, it brings all of those elements together in that process to shorten that to just minutes. So by using Gen AI, you can actually create that performance review with a human in the loop that can modify and add what they need to, in minutes, saving, like tons of hours times how many employees and so forth. And that's just one example. And that is something that we are consistently seeing across all of our commercial and government customers. When they're able to align all of these different pieces together, they're able to consistently drive enterprise value across. So one of the things that we believe, at least, that is really, really important specifically in government is how do you do that in a secure fashion? How do you do that to ensure that you're also addressing the security, compliance, and privacy aspects of that? And so there is a project that we're just finishing up right now with one of the Department of War organizations. And what they have is essentially the largest people database in the world, actually. It's one of the largest implementations. And they have a challenge right now where they have all of this data together around their force and what they can do, who the people are, performance reviews, all that kind of stuff, medical information, et cetera. And by combining all of that data, they can, at a very top level, make some analysis of that. However, individual groups underneath that, individual parts of the organization, can't see their data. They can't understand or do any analysis or use any kind of AI or anything like that to understand their own individual force. So what we did, created an AI factory, and what we did was we put an AI layer and an AI agentic layer on top of that data, and then we secured those agents to enable that individual battalion or commander or whatever to be able to look at the data that was specific to their populace. And so as a result, instead of having to put a trouble ticket in and wait multiple months for information to come back, they can now are empowered using AI agents and AI to essentially look at their populace and have a better way of being able to manage their individual ones. And that's just one of tons of examples. We're doing that as well around things like clean audit and financials. We're doing that across mission sets. There's just a lot of ways to think about taking all of these elements together and then creating it in a way that allows you to consistently mine it for enterprise value. So if I leave you with nothing else today, what I would encourage you to do is think about how, from an enterprise scale, you can, within your own organization, design an AI factory or a way to consistently drive through centralization of IT resources, through pulling data together, how you can consistently drive value from AI using this methodology. So I appreciate it. I am out of time, but thank you for your time.